Castlevania released for the NES in 1986 and is one of the most iconic action platformers of the 8-bit era, and a game that established the foundations of Konami's most enduring franchises. Taking heavy inspiration from classic horror films, it casts players as vampire hunter Simon Belmont, who wields the legendary vampire killer whip in a quest to destroy Count Dracula. The story is simple but effective. Dracula has risen from the grave to terrorise Transylvania, and Simon must venture into the vampire lord's sprawling castle to defeat him and restore peace. From the very first scene, Castlevania oozes atmosphere. The opening gates lead into a dark, foreboding castle filled with flickering torches, ominous stonework, and a sense that danger lurks around every corner. The game is divided into 6 distinct stages, each broken into multiple sections, with the journey taking Simon through courtyards, dungeons, clock towers, and finally into Dracula's throne room. Each level is thematically designed, and every area introduces new hazards and enemy types, keeping the experience fresh despite the game's linear structure. Gameplay is straightforward but punishing. Simon moves with deliberate, methodical pacing. Once you commit to a jump, there's no turning back. This rigidity, while sometimes frustrating to newcomers, is part of the game's identity, demanding careful timing and precision. The whip is Simon's primary weapon, and it can be upgraded to increase its reach and power. Secondary weapons such as the throwing knife, holy water, boomerang cross, axe and stopwatch add variety and strategic options, each consuming hearts collected from candles and enemies. Knowing which sub-weapon to bring into a boss fight, just the stopwatch, can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Enemy placement is intentionally devious. Zombies, bats and skeletons might be simple threats, but far more dangerous foes like hunchbacks that leap erratically or Medusa heads that follow a relentless wave pattern are placed to punish careless movement. Environmental hazards such as collapsing platforms and moving staircases often combine with enemy attacks to create tense, memorable moments. The game never feels random, instead it challenges the player to learn patterns and approach each encounter with caution. Visually, Castlevania was a standout title for its time. The backgrounds are richly detailed, with gothic architecture and anonymous set pieces lending the castle a genuine sense of place. The sprite work is sharp, with distinct enemy designs that reference classic movie monsters. Werewolves, mummies and Frankenstein's monster all make appearances. The visual style captures a timeless horror aesthetic that still resonates with players today. The soundtrack is equally legendary, and the composers crafted a score that perfectly complements the game's tense yet adventurous tone. Tracks like Vampire Killer, Wicked Child and Walking on the Edge are instantly recognisable and remain staples in the later Castlevania titles. The music drives the pace of the action and gives each stage its own distinct energy, making it one of the most memorable soundtracks of the NES era and just engaging. Boss battles are also a major highlight. Each stage ends with a confrontation against a formidable foe, often inspired by famous monsters. They require pattern recognition, quick reflexes and the right use of sub-weapons. The final showdown with Dracula is equally memorable. His first form involves teleporting around the room and launching fireballs, but once defeated he transforms into a massive beast for a tense final phase. This 2-stage battle set the precedent for epic Castlevania finales in later games.